Hi everybody, Dr. Kirk Johnson with Johnson Chiropractic and Acupuncture. Today, I want to talk about reverse engineering your health. I think a lot of times I see a patient and they're having some issues and they want to get to that end goal of health, whatever health is for that patient, asymptomatic, feeling good, etc. And they want to do it obviously as quick as possible. And I've read a lot lately, about reverse engineering goals or reverse engineering, where you want to be in 5 years, 1 year. And you can take that end goal and look at it and say, okay, that's where I want to be, but I'm starting here. How do I get there? And what are the interim steps for me to attain this goal or attain health or attain some kind of income potential or whatever it might be? And so how do we do that in my setting, and how do I do that for patients that come in with health conditions that showed up over time? It's not something like they had a trauma. Trauma is, say you slipped and fell on the ice that we had a few weeks ago, or you got into an auto accident. So that trauma occurred recently. So it's a recent trauma. It's not very chronic because it just happened. So that patient, we can usually get better faster. So those cases are a little bit more cut and dry. You say, okay, I fell, hurt my back. Okay, it was 2 weeks ago. We can get you better within a couple weeks, depending on how severe the trauma was. Now, more organic complaints, autoimmune disorders, degenerative conditions, gut health issues, hormone imbalances. Now, those didn't just happen 2 weeks ago. Those have been festering and brewing in the system for years. So that's not a 2 or 3 or 4 week treatment protocol. Now, we can make a good head start in 4 weeks, but we're not going to get to the end goal. So how do we reverse engineer where you want to be healthy, energy levels are up, I'm sleeping good, I can handle stress, my body feels good, I don't have aches and pains, etc. How do we get to that point when we're starting down here and it's been festering in your life for 5 years, 10 years, 2 years? So what are the interim steps? So I think that's a question I get a lot is, okay, how do I get there and what do I need to do? So I'm going to flip you guys around so you can see a little chart that I made, and with the understanding of, this isn't a straight up vertical line or a perfect process. Each patient, we have to take the process a little bit differently, but just for the fact of showing you how this is going to go, we kind of have a little diagram. So I'm going to flip you around, then I'll keep talking so you can see. Okay. Not very lined up. Sorry about that. Scoot back there. Okay, let me get this set up. Okay, so you can see here, this is our end goal, right? Health, we're asymptomatic. The symptoms that we came in with, you're feeling better, you feel good, you're managing stress, you're sleeping, you're not having GI distress, you're able to work out because you have enough energy, etc. So this is the end goal, right? So that's where we want to get to, is health, where your body is functioning properly and you're able to handle all those things that come at you. You can eat the correct foods and you're not getting stomach pain. Whatever you're coming in with, whatever your condition is, we need to get to this point. But we're starting way down here at this point, right? So you come in, you're symptomatic. Now your symptoms, depending on your condition, are going to change. You might be totally stressed out, you're not sleeping. You might have fatigue because you have hormone imbalance. You might have low energy. You might have GI pain. You might have sleep issues. You have an autoimmune disorder. So you come into my clinic and you're symptomatic. And how do we get from being symptomatic with all these health issues getting to health, right? How do we do that? So I'm going to show you the interim steps. And again, this isn't an exact line, and there's going to be ebbs and flows with health as we try to get through this. And you're going to have some setbacks, and you're going to have some points when you are really increasing, your health is doing well. So you can see here, I have basically a 3-month plan written out. Sorry, this is shaky. I'm trying to get it so you can see everything. So that's basically your path to wellness, although it's not perfectly framed in there. So the first step is the examination. So we go through what's called applied kinesiology testing, which is muscle testing, figuring out which organ systems need help, figuring out what could correlate to acupuncture, meridian imbalances or energy imbalances in the body. We can order functional blood chemistry if I think we need it. We can go through and order, we can do applied kinesiology testing for food intolerance or food sensitivities. We can also order lab work for food sensitivities. We need to figure out what lifestyle mods you need to make, lifestyle modifications. Is your liver detoxing properly? That's a big one nowadays, is if the liver isn't detoxifying, you're going to be overly toxic, and that's going to be even more symptoms. So this is the most important first step in any treatment protocol, is a proper and thorough examination to understand what is going on with your body and how are we going to fix that. So once we do the initial examination, I'm going to point out too, I've had patients that I've helped that aren't necessarily local to my clinic here in Kansas City. And the good part about that is we can order blood work for patients all over the country, and we can help them out. So if you don't live here and don't have access to a functional doctor like I am, or a functional health practitioner, and you'd like to get started on this path to wellness, you can always call my office or email me. Just go to my website, DRKIRK Johnson, so drkirkjohnson.com, and you can get in touch with us. We can order blood work and blood chemistry, even if you're not physically here in my clinic, and then, interpret that and then get you set on the right path for supplementation and take away the food sensitivities or the foods that are causing inflammatory issues in the body. So examination is the key first step. And that's where I think we are missed a lot. Yeah, Emily, I see it. I'll post it when I'm done so you can get the replay. So, examination, the most important first step in any contact with a physician, with a chiropractor, with an integrative nutritionist, with a naturopath. So wherever you're at in the country, the initial examination is where the practitioner will understand what your body needs and then implement the correct plan. So I broke this down into 3 months. Now, just for purposes of keeping this on one page, I did 3 months. Some protocols might take longer, some might take less. It just depends on what's going on with the body, how chronic or how long you've had the issue. So after the examination, I give you basically a report of findings saying, okay, you need to change your diet to this. And we also work with an integrative nutritionist, Adi. She's awesome. You've probably seen her on my videos. She can help you implement this diet so that it's sustainable, meaning you can do it day in, day out, and you're not going to be running by fast food or something. I'm going to recommend the proper nutritional supplements and how to take them, which is really, 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 really important. I don't even know how many nutritional supplement testers in my office here. There's probably 200 or 300 at least. Well, you don't need to be taking all of them. We need to figure out what's going to work for your body, what nutritional supplements you need to take. We'll do an acuggraph or an acupuncture exam during the examination, and then we'll give you the findings of that and say, okay, you do have an energy imbalance. Acupuncture is only going to further help you, and it should help the time frame of you to reach your end goal of health. We are going to look at the liver, which I talked about earlier. Do you need detoxification help? We use ionic cleanse or foot bath detoxification. It's a great mild detox. You can continue on your normal daily schedule. You're not going to feel terrible. It's not like doing the fasting detoxes that make you feel awful. So ionic cleanse detoxification. Structural care. I'm still a chiropractor, so if we need to adjust the spine to help with nervous transmission and free up the nervous connection from the brain to the organ systems to the skeletal muscle, we will look at structural care as well. So we start that. Okay, we get you on a plan. That's your first month plan. Avoid these foods, take these supplements, come in depending on what your condition is for acupuncture visits or detox visits. Month 2, we look at this examination again and redo it after you've been on this protocol for 1 month. So we say, okay, what has changed from the initial examination to after our first month? Okay, what do we need to change? Do we need to change your supplements? Do we need to take some supplements away? Do we need to change something around? Acupuncture, how is your acugraph looking? Have we balanced energy in the system? We'll go through applied kinesiology testing. This will help us to determine if we need to do acupuncture, if we need to do structural care, if there's an organ system still out of not functioning properly, I guess I should say. Have food sensitivities changed at all? Can you introduce foods that we might have taken out for month one? So again, this all goes back to examination. So examination is the most important part on my side. Okay, so then we get you on another plan and we say, okay, here's the supplements you need to take, here's the foods that you need to avoid, and here's the visits you need to come in and see me for if it's acupuncture or more detoxification or structural care. We do the exact same thing at month 3. So month 3, we do another re-examination after month 2. And what does our long-term care plan look like? What kind of maintenance schedule can we be on for acupuncture visits or detox? Or what maintenance supplements do we need to be on long-term? Or do we need to continue our acute, shorter-term nutritional supplements because we haven't quite made the progress we want to yet? This is about the time, usually it's about 2 to 3 months. If we do blood chemistry, if we do blood work on the initial visit, I'm going to wait 2 to 3 months to do another blood draw to see what's changed. So this all gives us information on how to, again, get your end goal of health. You're asymptomatic, you're feeling great, your stress is managed, you're sleeping well, your GI system is working right, your body is in balance and processing foods how it should, and dealing with toxins how it should. So now, most people's line does not go straight up like this. You're going to have some ebbs and flows. If we're taking more steps forward than we're taking back, we're on the right path. And again, if you've had a chronic issue, could be around for 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, this isn't an overnight success. This takes some time. And down here, I don't know if you can read it. I said this is heavily dependent on patient compliance with recommendations. So if you're not changing your diet properly or not taking your supplements, this line is going to flatten way out and it's going to take a while to reach your end goal of health up here. So if you're compliant with what I recommend and making the proper changes in your diet and taking the supplements properly and coming in for your visits, we'll likely see a little bit faster process to the end goal of health. And I said down here, this is not a sprint. So I think in our society, we are very bad with instant gratification. That's just not the case in reversing a health issue that's been around for multiple years. It's going to take some time, and it's not a sprint. It's more of like a marathon. And you're going to have setbacks, and we're going to have times of great improvement as well. So you have to come into this thinking, okay, this is a commitment. This is going to take some time, but my end goal, I know where I want to be at. I just need to figure out how to reverse engineer and the steps I need to take to get here, and that's what I'm here to help you with. Changing your internal health is an ongoing process, and stick to the plan. So this is kind of how I run my practice and how I take a patient that comes in that has all these symptomatic complaints and really break it down into, okay, what systems do we need to support with nutritional supplements? Do we need to do acupuncture? Do we need to do detoxification? How do we get to this end goal, and what are the interim steps to get there? So if you have any questions or comments, please leave it under the video. I'd love to help you out if you're having these issues and get you on a really good plan to reach that end goal of health. Take care and talk to you all next time.